Hi guys!
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to another Milling Monday from the Logosol headquarters here in Härnösand, Sweden. My name is Andreas.
My
Anders.
name Pelle.
Karin.
So, welcome back. Sorry for the lame introduction. Today's live stream will be a Q&A, and also we are going to try out 3 different chainsaws to see if the size of the chainsaw is different when using it on a chainsaw mill. So we have the chat both on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can write questions wherever you are watching. So it doesn't matter on which platform you are.
And comments, please.
Yes, comment and ask questions, and we will try to answer as many questions as possible during the live stream. And we will also have a look at these 3 different chainsaws as well. If you want to know more about Logosol and our products, please visit our homepage. Go to logosol.com to find pricing and more information. While you're at the homepage, please subscribe to our newsletter to be the first to know about campaigns, new products, and more information here from Logosol. You can also find us on, you can find us on Facebook and YouTube, which I guess you already did. And we are also on Instagram, where we're also called Logosol Portable Sawmills. We've done quite a few live streams next year, not the next year, previous year, the year before this, next year.
And next year.
Yeah, next year. We're going to do live streams for many years to come. If you want to watch our previous live streams, you can head over to YouTube or go to our Facebook page to watch them over again. Or if you haven't seen them before, we have done some really interesting live streams. We've had a few competition between Benzomil versus chainsaw mill to find out which sawmill is the fastest. We have done some, we've done over, 100 and...
At least 15.
115.
Something like that.
100, yeah. That's 150.
50.
50.
Yeah.
We've done 150 live streams, and we've covered all our products, some in more detail and some where we just go through the chainsaw mills or the bandsaw mills or all at once. So go check them out after this live stream, of course. Now is the time for you to ask us the questions you want to know about Logosol or our products.
We have actually a question already.
We have a question already. Oh, thank God.
That's super.
Oh, that's so
Great.
nice.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
The whole team.
Yeah, go ahead.
Greetings from South Africa. How do I know my chain tension is correct?
Oh, that's a... No, it's not that tricky question.
Good question.
A very good question. And normally, when you have tensioned your chain correctly, if you pinch the chain between 2 fingers and pull it up, you should barely be able to get the full drive link out of the groove.
Perhaps we can show.
That's a good...
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope this is...
Otherwise we have
good tensioned.
We could tension this a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, so basically you grab it between 2 fingers and lift it up, and you should barely be able to get it out of the groove completely. Then you have the perfect chain tensioned. Then you have the chain perfectly tensioned.
Yes.
Great. Yeah,
Next question.
don't have any questions in the chat
No.
at the moment.
We can start a little bit, since we're going to try these chainsaws out. I just wanted to go through the chainsaws we have here. So we have the biggest chainsaw that we're going to run on the F2 chainsaw mill over there. That's the Stihl MS661. It's a 90 cc motor with a 7.5 horsepower. And then we have the, let's call it the middle-sized chainsaw that we're going to use, the Husqvarna 572 XP, which is a 70 cc chainsaw with right under 6 horsepower, 5.8 or 5.9 horsepower. And then we have the smallest chainsaw that we're going to be using, the Stihl MS391, 60 cc chainsaw with 4.5 horsepower. So this is basically, the Stihl MS391 is basically what we recommend as the minimum chainsaw that you should use on together with the timber jig or the F2 or F2 Plus chainsaw mills. If you go below 60 cc and 4.5 horsepower, it starts to, I don't know how to explain it, but it goes slower, which you will see later when we try these chainsaws against each other. It not only goes slower with the weaker chainsaw, but the chainsaw will have to work much harder as well. So it will eventually need more maintenance than like a larger or more powerful chainsaw. When we look at how the chainsaws are attached on the chainsaw carriages or on the timber jig, we need to have two protruding bolts that go through the cover that holds the bar in place. The cover needs to have nuts that you can remove from the cover and replace with these solo nuts that come with the chainsaw carriage or with the timber jig. So for example, this Stihl MS661, if you purchase it from Logosol, we have the cover without captive nuts. If you purchase this chainsaw from anywhere else, you will have the new type of cover with captive nuts, which means that you're not able to attach the chainsaw on the chainsaw carriage. But there is a solution. You can purchase a cover that fits the 661 perfectly from Stihl or from us. So you can use it without the captive nuts, and you are able to attach it to the carriage. When it comes to the Husqvarna 572 XP, for example, it also comes with a cover with captive nuts, but those nuts are very easy to remove from the cover, so you can replace them with the Logosol solo nuts that come with the carriage. But to summarize, you need to have two guide bar bolts that go out through the cover to be able to use it on the chainsaw mills or on the timber jig. The chainsaw needs to be at least 60 cc or 4.5 horsepower Otherwise, it's not that fun to mill if you don't have a chainsaw that's too weak. So that's just a short walkthrough or explanation regarding the chainsaws and how to attach them to the chainsaw carriages. So,
Great.
are we ready to make the first cut
Absolutely.
with the steel MS 391?
I do it.
And let's start with some comparisons, or not comparisons, with some information about what we are, what's the reference object we are cutting in. How wide is it?
8 inches.
So we're cutting in an 8-inch cant, and how long is it?
4 meters.
4 meters. And we'll start with the MS 391. After that, we will run with the 572 XP, and then finally with the MS 661. Safety first.
Yes.
And the stopwatch.
Before we start, there is a very good question here. How do you know how much pressure you can apply to the saw when cutting into the log?
If you apply too much pressure, the chain will actually get stuck in the cant or in the log. So basically, you have to slow down or feed slower. And that is something you will learn very quickly, how hard you can push before the chain stops. So after 1 or 2 cuts, or basically the first cut you're making, you will get the hang of exactly how hard you can feed it through the log.
You hear it directly from them.
Yeah, you hear it,
sound.
and otherwise you'll see it right away when the chain stops because you're feeding too fast. So just slow down and keep the feed pressure without killing the saw, basically. So, and you can go slower, of course, and you can go as fast as the saw will allow you. And what you will see now is that there is a difference with running a smaller chainsaw compared to running a more powerful chainsaw in terms of speed and how much you can push it through the log. So let's start up with the 391, and I'll prepare my stopwatch. Well done. So, we have a result.
The first cut.
The first cut made with the MS 391, 60 cc's, 4.5 horsepower in an 8-inch cant, 4 meters long, was 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Great job, Anders.
Yeah. Take the middle class.
The
Or
middle
what it
class
can-
saw, the 70 cc Husqvarna chainsaw, and we have brand new chains on all these chainsaws to make it comparable, the same size guide bar and everything, and we're cutting into the same cant, so we'll get some comparable results. Wow, that was quite a difference.
Yes,
You
I
could,
guess much faster.
yes, it was 1 minute and 4 seconds. So 40 seconds faster than the MS 391.
That was a large difference.
Did you see? I mean, you saw when it started to mill that quite instantly you could see that it was faster
Yeah.
than
Yes.
with the MS 391.
Yeah.
But I mean the cubic centimeters, it's not a big difference. It's, I mean, from 60 cc's to 70 cc's, but in terms of horsepower, 4.5 on the 391 and almost 6 on the 572 XP.
Yeah.
So, but it was a significant difference. So 40 seconds faster to make the exact same cut on the 572 XP.
So what should I end up now? Which time should I get?
You should get under a minute.
Under a minute.
I mean, compared to now, we're going to make the cut with the MS661, the 90 cubic centimeter chainsaw, 7.5 horsepower. So you should be below 1 minute at least.
Sätter mig.
So don't forget to write questions in the chat or comments to this comparison. We have a guess. How many seconds in the chat?
We have a guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Should I say now or after?
No, I mean, let's hear the guess.
The guess was 44 seconds.
Oh, very close.
Very close.
The correct answer is 46 seconds. 46 seconds.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So 46 seconds, 15, so almost 20 seconds faster than the 572 XP. And the 572 XP was almost
It was
40 seconds faster than the 391. And we have almost a difference, 1 minute difference between the 391 and the MS661. So a complete minute did these cuts differ.
Was it Anders who improved every time? 40 seconds?
I tried to push it as hard as I managed it.
I think it was good that Anders was the one doing the milling.
Yes,
all
all
the time.
3 of them. Yes.
that we had one person doing all 3,
Yeah.
so it was comparable in the sense of, I mean,
Absolutely.
we've seen before when we compete
Yes.
that it's a difference even with the same chainsaw.
Yes.
So having the same person doing it is probably good for a comparison like this. But really interesting. I mean, 1 minute per cut. So basically, if you do 10 cuts in a log, it will go 10 minutes faster with the MS661.
Yeah.
I mean, only the cuts, and then everything in between takes the same amount of time, moving off cuts and boards and taking care of everything, moving the log, rolling the log around, and those things. but really interesting to see. And we had the biggest difference was between the two smaller saws.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a, or was it? No, 40, yeah, 20 seconds. We had twice the difference between the 391 XP, 391 and the 572, compared to the difference between the 572 and the 661, where we had a
So it was 40 and then 20.
20.
Yeah.
In like 60 cc, 70 cc, and then 90 cc. So that was interesting. Do we have any questions?
We have 2 greetings first. Hi from India. I want this. Oh, and then hello friends. Hello. Thanks
Hello.
for watching. And then a question. What does the sawdust look like? Can we perhaps
We can
show?
do an up close.
Do you mean the man glitter?
So here you can see it's quite fine. It's very fine sawdust.
Yes, great.
Can you do one when you throw it up, and see when you stand under it?
When it's snowing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you using a pico chain?
Yes. We are on all the 3 chainsaws. We have the same cutting equipment, and we are using the Steel 63 PMX chain. So it's a 3/8 pico ripping chain from Steel, and it works really well for milling lumber like this type of equipment.
Great. And then a question about the Logosol bandsaws. Does the B1001 Benzomil come with the trailer option?
Yes, you can choose a trailer as an option for the B1001, and we also, just on a side note, we offer it for the B751 Pro as well.
Yeah.
So there's an optional trailer kit that you can purchase to either the B751 Pro or the B1001. The trailer kits that we sell are slow tow
Yeah.
trailer kits. So not approved for regular road use, or it depends on the legislation in your country, of
Yeah.
course. In Sweden, for example, you can tow it after a car, but at a maximum of 30 kilometers per hour. And it's different in other countries.
And here is a bit funny comment I don't understand, but perhaps you. Also called stamceller.
Stem cells.
Is that the sawdust? Or?
Yeah, probably the yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Stem cells. Yeah.
Stem
Stem.
cells.
Yeah.
Stamceller.
Stamceller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it when it fall out of your ears? Or?
Yes. Yes.
Oh. You learn.
Was that a Swedish
something new.
joke or an English joke?
Mr. Sambu, I don't know. He often comments in the live streams, but I don't know. But it's Swedish or. Please write in the chat so we know.
That was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or man glitter?
In which countries do you have dealers or distributors?
That's a difficult question to answer right away without having the list of all dealers and distributors. But an easy way to find out if you want to know if you have a dealer in your country is to go to logosol.com and choose your country in the list of countries. If we have a dealer, you will find the dealer contact information on the webpage. If not, you will find the contact details directly to the Logosol headquarters here in Sweden.
Yes.
So really easy to find out.
And we export to globally every day, so we are very experienced in that. So it's no problem for us to ship wherever you like. Lars in the trailer, the plastic bag has fallen off the... Oh. Okay.
Lars in the trailer. Yes, it's Karin, me, Pelle, Anders, and of course Lars in the trailer. Hi. It's his new nickname from now on.
Sorry, Lars. It's raining and the plastic bag over the camera has fallen off, so... Some more common questions, perhaps?
Yes, we had a question that got sent in to us before the live stream.
Yes, a very good question.
A customer that wanted to know the difference between our 3 different type of bandsaw blades.
Yes.
What are the differences, Pelle?
Well, the differences are mainly what type of wood that you can use them for. So we have what we call the standard blade, which is a spring blade.
Spring steel blade?
Spring steel blade, and it's probably most commonly used for softwoods, different types of softwoods, and you can resharpen that blade as well with our blade sharpener. And then we have HSS blades, where you have
also called bimetal blades.
Bimetal blades, yes. And they can be used on softwoods as well, but also most common hardwoods like oak and beech and ash and those kind of hardwoods. And if you use HSS blades on softwoods, you can run them a longer period compared to the standard blades. There'll be longer periods where you're milling instead of switching blades. And then for the toughest types of hardwoods, you can use the carbide blades. And we also have quite a few customers that use them even on softwoods and softer types of hardwoods, just because you can run them a very long time before they get dull, and you don't resharpen those blades either. So you run them until they're dull, and then you replace them with a new blade.
But what about the HSS blades or the bimetal blades? Can you resharpen them?
Yes, both the HSS blades or the bimetal blades and the spring blades or spring steel blades.
Spring steel
blades. Spring blades. The spring steel blades can be resharpened with our sharpener.
And when do you know it's time to sharpen the blades?
Well, you usually start to see it in the cut. So when you'll feel more resistance when you're pushing the saw carriage forward, but you'll also notice that the blade will start to move more in the cut. So you get wavier cuts. So that's a good signal that it's time to change the blade.
A good signal.
Yes.
Yes. Now it's too late.
It's too late.
So a good a pro tip is to sharpen before it's too late.
Yes.
Sharpen before it gets dull.
Yeah.
That way you don't need to take away that much material, and you can sharpen the blades even more.
Yeah.
And you get a better quality cut before that starts to happen.
Yes. But it's very common that you run them, and then you run them and run them and run them, and then you see that it's too late. Yes.
Yeah. Then it's like, I should have sharpened that before that last log. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true, but it's a good practice to sharpen at a regular interval and or to sharpen before it's too late.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Is it the same on a chainsaw mill?
Yeah, I would say it's very similar there. It's important. The cutting equipment is kind of the core for having a good result. So it's important to use sharp chains and also not to run them for too long of a period, because then you have to take off much more material as well when you resharpen the chains.
We got a question before about the surface.
Yes.
What is it? Which equipment gives the better surface, the chainsaw or the bandsaw?
Yeah, I would say the chainsaw chain, the ripping chains, actually gives you I would say a straighter surface usually than the bandsaw blades, because the bar and chain is not as sensitive to hard or big knots in the logs compared to a blade, which is thinner and a little bit more sensitive to when you have the grains pointing a different direction. It's easy that the blade moves slightly when it passes a hard knot, for example. So I would say the chainsaw mill actually wins that competition.
That's the correct answer.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
A question about blades. Would the bimetal blades tolerate hitting metal better than the standard blade?
So if you hit a nail or something.
Yeah.
A bit better, yes, but still, we have a blade with quite a large distance between the teeth,
Yeah.
and the blade is running with a high speed. So of course, if a nail gets in the way, we have. I mean, the nail will probably break a few teeth, since the blade is not. I mean, a bimetal blade, you cut metal with
Yeah.
it, but then you have quite. It's a different type of blade. Then it's a different tooth profile. It's a different pitch.
Yeah.
Where the tip of the teeth, I mean several teeth, help out in cutting the metal.
Yeah.
And in a log, and you have a nail in the log, you're cutting soft, and then suddenly you have one metal piece.
Yeah.
So it will probably damage one, two, or several teeth of the blade. But I would say that the bimetal blade will probably
Handle it a bit better.
handle it a bit better, but still it's not a blade that's, I mean, the profile and everything isn't
Made for it.
for cutting metal in this application. But yeah, but it will handle it a bit better.
And you can usually see if you damaged a couple of teeth on the blade, depending on how many teeth that's been damaged, the closer the stripes will get that goes
Across the grain.
across the grain.
Yeah.
And so it depends also a little bit how you hit the nail. If you hit the nail just standing up like this, or if you unlucky and just keep on.
Yeah, if the nail is in a position so you're cutting through a long piece of it.
Yeah.
But if it's just one teeth or two, can you remove the teeth and go on milling?
Yeah, or resharpen the blade, and you can probably use it again. It's just a few teeth.
Yeah.
But you will most probably get some kind of effect on the surface, because some of the tooth setting can be altered a bit as well. So you get one tooth that is just making a mark on the boards every centimeter or so.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're putting it through a planer afterwards,
No, yeah.
it doesn't
really
matter.
No.
Are you ready with the paper?
Yeah, with the paper.
the questions?
1 minute, 44 second, and 9 hundredths.
Yes.
It was
okay.
very, very important to write the very precise measurement.
Okay, we have one more question here. How long does it take to set up your track system you are using now?
I would guess that they mean the F2 or F2 Plus.
I suppose so.
The chainsaw mills that we are running here. It would take, I don't know, from between 4 and 6, 7 hours.
Yeah, something
to
about that from.
set it up,
Yeah.
depending on if you're doing it for the first time or if you've done it before. But for a first timer, 4, 5, 6 hours
Something like that.
to set it up before you can start milling.
And
I
then we can tell them about the F2 Plus when if you want to take it away, take it with you, you can keep the measurements on the beam.
Yeah, keep
So
the
it's-
rail set
Keep
up.
the rail set
Yeah.
up. Then so when you set it up for a second time or later, then it's most a half an hour. Then you're
Good to go.
good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, it's much easier compared to the F2.
Yes.
And that is if you want it really portable and move it from one place to another.
Yeah.
No more questions at the moment.
And it's usually when you build up the log lifters and those kind of things, you're kind of only doing that one time as well. So even if you want to move it and take it apart,
Yes,
still,
it's not
Yeah.
that. I mean, it's just the first setting up when you're assembling the chainsaw mill
yeah,
for the first time. But afterwards, it's not that much setting up. I mean, unless you're moving it from different places and you're setting it up on new sites
yeah.
every day or every week. That's probably biggest difference.
Perhaps we could mention something about our warranties and so on. Why buy from Logosol? Make a safe buy.
Yes, as you can see from our homepage, we have very generous warranties. We have phone and email support. We have a very skilled staff that will help you out, and we have very skilled dealers all over the world that will help you out in any way possible, setting up your sawmill and during the entire life of your sawmill experience. We have a 2-year warranty, and we offer a 60-day money-back guarantee as well. So you can feel safe when you purchase a machine from Logosol. And we are very dedicated to help you out and to have you as a happy and satisfied customer.
Very good. Yeah. Do you have a West Coast USA distributor?
West Coast.
Yes.
Yes, we do. You can find Bailey's online in California, Sacramento, California,
Yes, Woodland.
Woodland. And you can find the contact details by going to logosol.us. And we have 2 additional dealers in the US as well. We have April Wilkerson, or the Milling Woodshed, the Woodshed
The Woodshed.
in Texas. And we have Fox Forestry in Maine. And further up north in Canada, we have Silvana Import and Trading in Canada.
Yes, in Montreal.
So if you go to logosol.ca, you can find their contact details. Yes. Let's see, do we have any more questions?
No, not now.
You still have time to ask additional questions. Do you have any comments on the chainsaw mill, the non-so-scientifical chainsaw mill test by using Anders as a reference person?
And also, if you send a comment if you have any wish list for upcoming live streams.
Yeah.
Yes, do you want to see anything special?
But one question we get quite a lot is it a normal chain that we're using? And if not, what type of chain is it, and what kind of tooth angle does it have?
That's a very good
That's
question.
a very good question.
Yes.
Tell me all about it, Pelle.
Yes, yes. And we showed you the sawdust. It was a little bit finer, and the tooth angle on the ripping chain here they're 10 degrees.
The top plate angle.
Yes, and that also gives you a lot better finish on the cut. You probably saw when Anders did the milling, the surface you were getting you get a very smooth surface with these chains. But other than that, it's very similar to a normal low profile chain. It's the different tooth angle, but other than that, very, very similar.
And the exact chain we're using here is the steel 63 PMX
Yes,
chain.
yes.
What kind of wood sawed?
What kind of?
Wood did you saw? I suppose. Yeah. What was it?
Pine?
Ja, gran ja. Ja, pine. Det.
Oh,
Gran.
pine.
Pine, yes.
Pine tree.
Pine tree.
And we were running all the chainsaws in the same cant to make it comparable. But pine.
Yeah. Perhaps we could take the opportunity to promote the spring campaign. We have a great campaign now. It's valid until the 24th of May, and you can check it out on logosol.com. You can find a really nice PDF file with all the great offers that we have at the moment. So if you buy a sawmill from Logosol now, you get a voucher that you can buy extra accessories to your sawmill during the campaign. And also we have special offers for other accessories.
Yes, I mean if you have a Logosol chainsaw mill already or a bandsaw mill, you can find discounted prices on extensions, the log holder XL, and other accessories. So you can make a really good deal by purchasing now during the campaign, and the campaign prices are valid until May 24th. So go check them out on logosol.com or on logosol.us.
It's great offers, and don't hesitate. We have really high demands now, and milling your own lumber, it's really something you should do.
And it probably hasn't been as profitable as it is right now with the high lumber prices that we see.
Absolutely. And it's so fun. Once you start, you can't stop.
No, exactly.
So here is a comment about how long it takes to set up a chainsaw mill. I only take the logs. I only take the legs out of my F2 Plus so I can hang my guide rail. To put it back again, it takes about 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just exactly that operation, we showed that during a live stream before. I think we called it the most versatile chainsaw mill. So you can find it on Facebook and YouTube.
So if you haven't seen that live stream, it's a great live stream to see how setting up a chainsaw for the first cut.
Yeah, exactly that one as well.
Okay.
Very good.
Time to go home. I think.
I think so.
So
Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah.
It's been really fun as always. I hope you enjoyed it too, and that you found it interesting. That it was quite a big difference between the Stihl MS391 and the MS661, for example. And thank you for all the questions, both on Facebook and YouTube. And see you next time. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.